And welcome to another episode of the Benchwarmers. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Bainey. Bainey, good to see you, mate.
You too, mate. Good to catch up once a week. It's fantastic. Everything's happening, isn't it, Chook? Gawler's buzzing, SA's buzzing, the whole of Australia's buzzing for the Matildas. It's all happening.
Mate, can't wait to get into it, but the place was rocking on Saturday night with the Matildas win, and they took their time with the penalties, didn't they? There was 10 penalties from each side, but I'm not going to spoil it too soon.
They might get a mention in the fill-up.
Maybe, if they're lucky.
Yes,
we've got to thank Exchange Hotel, obviously where we film from each and every week, Brad. Mate, this place is pumping at the moment.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I haven't made the venture down here lately, Chook, but I
we're in footy season?
Yes, keeping ourselves in good nick. But we'll be down here soon.
Yeah, so there was a nice pause after that as well. Waiting in again to Rams Home Loans and all of our sponsors that make the show go to air each and every week. We appreciate the support and look forward to sharing a drink with all them at our luncheon coming up in a month's time, Brad.
Yes, Chook, it's sneaking up, isn't it? The pointy end of the season means our luncheon's around the corner.
Yep, so get your tickets now, get along. Kane Corn's special guest. Understand he's a polarising character, Brad, but that's what we like to see at these things.
And you'll be up on stage as well, the MC.
Yeah, we'll try and keep the day on track and try and keep the crowd under control as well, because a few beers come out, a bit of food, crowd can get a little bit crazy. Brad.
They can, Chook, they can.
So looking forward to that. Get your tickets online now. We're going to have a quick break, thank those sponsors, and come back with a very good instalment of Feel Good Fill Up.
And thanks to Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, we are back with another massive instalment of the Feel Good Fill Up, aren't we, Chook? What do you know about Rams Home Loans?
Rams Home Loans, but they're good people, I know that, Brad, and they want to help. They're here to help, and they're here to help the people of the northern suburbs of Adelaide. So if you're looking to refinance, new, existing, give Rams a call, in the Northern Adelaide team especially.
Absolutely, Chook. Thanks for keeping a calm head. I feel like I'm yelling at you.
You rolled in with a head full of steam there.
I did not. I think I'm still yelling from last night, because this week, it's no surprise, Chook, the Feel Good Fill Up. No one gets a mention this week other than our Tillies, the Matildas. They are the winners of the Feel Good Fill Up, rightfully so, aren't they? Yes. Took it right above out. Well done, mate. But last night, obviously, the semi-final against... so they're through to the semi. I'm getting ahead of myself. Defeated France, 0-0 after extra time, and won 7-6 in penalties after 10 of the bastards, Chook.
Yes, 10 penalties.
10 penalties it took. It had us all on the edge of our seats. 7.2 million people tuned in. The number one rated TV sporting program in the past decade. I tried to research, I don't know what it was before that. Kathy Freeman was up there with very close numbers in 2000. Number one streaming event ever in Australia, if you don't mind. Never seen anything like it, Chook.
No, well, we've seen all the clips around as well, haven't we? I don't know if I'm going to steal
everything was on hold. Yeah, you might have.
Everyone anywhere in Australia was watching at that period of time. Yeah. Didn't matter who you were, what sport you played, whether you were local bloke down at the Exchange Hotel or you were a professional sportsman. The Aussie Boomers were out about watching it as well. So
you're dead right, Massive. We love our AFL here, so they were all on hold. We had games delayed, press conferences were on hold, and West Coast and Freo, the players are actually out warming up, and they'd stop to watch the game on the big screen and watch the finish before they went ahead with their game. That's when would that ever happen?
Never, Brad. And it's been some uncertain times over the last few years where the unexpected has happened, and this is just a great way of getting behind the Tillies.
It's good, and Albo, more talk of this public holiday potentially, Chook.
Correct. It's got to be up to the states.
Yes.
PM. So we've got Mally.
He'll take a week off. He'll take a week off, Mally. But Chookie, a few special mentions as well. Must go out to Charlotte Grant. She's a homegrown talent from Adelaide, Chookie. She's a little unsung hero. She's played a few minutes on the bench at the minute, but she's only young. But from Adelaide, and she's a star. Hayley Rasso, Chook, here's one for you. In 2018, fractured her vertebrae, 3 vertebrae as well, back. Chook, that's where the vertebrae is. She's fractured 3 of them. She was told she'll never play sport again, potentially. Even walking, running was going to be difficult. And she's out there. She's told the doctors to get stuffed. And she's out there making Australia proud. Mackenzie Arnold as well.
Yes, she's my favourite.
She is a star. We love our defenders on this show. player of the match. She held up against a fiery France attack. They were busy in the first half, Chook, before we managed to settle them. Huge save late in the game as well. Did it tough in the penalties as well, and we love a bit of adversity. It would have been too easy for us to go through and win it in the first 5. She had the shot, which was unusual, wasn't it?
Well, unusual, but she smoked it. And I actually thought outside of Mary Fowler's, it was the second best strike of a ball in that penalty. She was going top corner. It just got the edge of the crossbar, but. I can see why they gave her a penalty.
Oh, she's a weapon, Chook. That would have put a hole in the net, that thing. So I'm glad it hit the post. Otherwise, we would have had a delay.
Didn't Mary Fowler's nearly put a hole in it?
It was fantastic. But after that, you could just see that the head was down a little bit from Arnold, as it would be. You could
have sealed it.
Yeah, you thought to be running wild in your head. You'd be worrying about have you just cost us a spot in the semis. But after a few more, she's then made another couple big saves as well, Chookie. And on the 10th one, as we said, we've got it through, and the whole of Australia was on hold. So it was good we finally got there.
Yeah, it was great, Brad. I didn't know you. I thought you were going a bit further.
I was, Chookie. Usually I can't keep you quiet for too long. But her story, Chook, as well. Under 12s.
Wanted to play right back.
Yes, told she probably wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Or not good enough, and they need to slot her to goalkeeper. She was hesitant early.
Well, she told them to get stuffed.
Told them to get stuffed. The goalkeeper, though, all full credit to her, the goalkeeper's sick or injured one day, and she had to play there. In under 12s, and the rest is history. She's put us into a semi-final.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, Chook, isn't it?
It's very
what do you got for me?
Well, she didn't want to play goalkeeper. It was 2-3 years later that she finally come around to playing goalkeeper at a local club, and look where she is now.
Well, I feel like that'd be a common story with goalkeepers. It's a tough sport. There wouldn't be many other sports in the world where you'd be sort of off to the side doing your own training away from the main group. But who cares? She's a star, and she wins the feel-good fill-up as well.
As a big guy, you always get told, do you want to go into goals? It was never a place I wanted to be. I wanted to be up front where the glory happens.
Yeah, that's right. But all the glory's happening down back. Well done, Mackenzie Arnold. Well done to the Matildas. I can't wait for Wednesday night.
It's going to be great.
We take on England, 7:30 p.m, and just how we like it, we are the underdogs against the Poms, and I can't wait.
Well, mate, there's going to be... We could lose a friend or two between now and Wednesday night, but it'll all be worth it if the Tillies get the win.
Yeah, we've all got a few English mates, so shout out to Jordan Neat. We won't be talking to him for the next 4 days like we were during the Ashes. Big shout out as well. There are flares still in stock down at BCF, so they haven't sold out just yet. So get there, load up on your flares, and let's light Adelaide Oval up if that's happening.
Yeah,
that might for the final anyway.
Maybe we'll see what we can do, but it's going to be great.
Started. Fantastic, Chook. Thanks to the Matildas for putting on a great show. I look forward to it, and thanks to Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide. We'll be back next week for another big instalment.
Yes, well done there, Brad, in the feel-good fill-up. Tell you what, fans, you know the prep work that went into tonight. Obviously, we had props tonight, but usually there's about 4 dot points for the feel-good fill-up, half a page. Tonight, you've had 3 pages of notes.
Yeah, Chook, they're a special bunch, the Tillies. Every 4 years, and we've never been... Well, this is as far as we've got in a World Cup before, so... Am I wrong?
No, well done. 3 pages of notes, though. Impressive. Well done. Great work. Let's have a look, Brad, now at round 15. Let's get it back local, because I feel like we could talk about the Tillies all night. So, round 15, game 1, Brad. Freeling taking on Barossa District. It was Freeling 14-5-89, defeating Barossa 24-12. 156 must have been a fast egg out at Freeling.
Yes, Chook. Yes, Chookie. Goals galore there, and a big spread across the board. Barossa came out flying, 9 goals in the first quarter, 2 Freeling's 4-goal one, so it was just a goal fest early. Freeling, they've obviously had a decent day there on the scoreboard themselves as well. Scott Dutchke best, McDonald second, and Heinrich goals there. Heinrich 3, Dutchke 2, Lovell 2. McDonald 2 and Wesley 2. Barossa best, Casbolt, Mazzone, he's back in some good form, Chook, after his Europe trip. And Shillabeer, third best there. Shillabeer, 7 goals. Paul's 5 goals clear away from Riswick, who only kicked 2. He's still had a decent day, poor old Riswick. Mazzone's kicked 6 and Griffiths 3. Chook. Good game for Barossa though.
Very good game, and one that just they're fine-tuning nicely. 36 scoring shots to 19, as we said, but you know they're going to be very happy down at the Dogs. They're finding the scoreboard, and they got more than one target forward, and they've shown that Riswick and Shillabeer have been vital for them this year. But to see Mazzone come back and have a couple multiple goal scorer is going to be very important come finals.
That's dead right, Chook. They're a good bunch of lads as well, and Eric Kells, the coach, he's got them really well drilled. We love him. He's a star. The ladder, the top three is probably just about all set, I think, barring some miraculous something or others, but so they're probably set in third. So it'll be interesting what happens over the next few weeks, if there are a few niggly spots or whatever, if players do just start to miss and start to aim for that first final, which is an interesting position that the league's in at the minute.
It is. It depends on how banged up some blokes are. That there probably will be. I don't think you want to do it last round, but maybe the round before you might give them a little breather. So interesting to see how that one goes. Brad, let's have a look at game 2, and it was Angaston 11-12-78 defeating Gawler Central 7-12-54.
Yeah, we've been talking about how good Angaston are, and Somerton obviously missed a big portion of the year, as we've discussed. So he's back into his best form and flying. So he got best on ground for Angaston. Second there, Corcoran and Schubert. Angaston goals, Durden 4, Anthony 2. Central's best, Mitchell, Pilkington and Molyneux. He was back in. Another lad back in, Jamie Koff, 3 goals, but wasn't enough for them and makes it really tough for them now, Chook, to play any finals.
Yeah, it does, and it's probably... I feel like that it's still going to be a great achievement if they can finish in that 5th spot. I think Angaston might come home with a bit of a wet sail, I feel, but there's plenty of good things going down at the Tigers. And talking to him last night and talking to the coach Shane Dorr, probably had opportunities, just did last kick inside 50, a bit of turnover ball, weren't able to capitalise on their opportunities to make the most of, which we know, Brad, in the game of footy, you need to do to win.
You're dead right, Chook. You hit the nail on the head, but... You're right. We know it's going to be tough for them, but so now they're a clear game and probably some percentage behind Williston. They do have Freeling, Barossa and Williston to finish. So I'll be hoping, like anything, that Centrals can make it interesting anyway. If they can win one out of these next 2, Freeling and Barossa, there'll be potentially still a mathematical chance going into the last game. If they can win 2 of them, they'll be a red-hot chance going into Williston last round.
And they have beaten the Dogs this year.
Yeah, that's right, Chook. That was a massive upset early in the year. Yeah. Well, maybe not inside the Tigers' den or kennel there, Chook. They probably got some good belief, but it was a shock to the rest of us, wasn't it?
Absolutely, it was, Brad. So looking forward to watching those 2 teams fight out the last couple of weeks as well. Let's have a look at the next game. It was Nuriupa 10-12-72 defeating Tanunda 4-12-36. Poor kicking by the Pies.
Poor kicking by the Pies. Newry, they're starting to steady the ship there, Chook. We know, we talked about that they probably haven't had their strongest side, I think, all year. I think this is starting to get as close as it has been with Gregurk back from his holiday. He's looking refreshed and rejuvenated, Chook, back to some good form. Kicking 2 goals. Newry best were Bentley, our boy Norton, James Bentley, sorry, I should say best, and Scott Bentley third with Norton in there as well. Goals, James Bentley 3, Scott Bentley 2, Gregurk a couple, Tanunda best, Thompson, Earl and Martin with their multiple goal kickers, Bailey Smith with 2. Chookie, a massive highlight of the game, young Kaya Rosenzweig. I don't know if you've seen it just yet. He has stood on the head of someone up forward and he has taken Mark of the Year in any league this year, and I reckon Mark of the Decade. It was big.
You're happy with it? I haven't seen it.
Massive.
I'll have to tune in after the show and get a good look at it as well.
I hope he had a soft landing out there at Newry because he got it pretty high.
Yeah, had to call air traffic control, you reckon?
He did, Chookie. But it was all Newry in the second quarter, 5-3 to 1-3. So they've kicked half their goals in the second quarter, and they knew it was an important game for them. But again, they've sort of really steadied the ship and nearly just about locked up the second spot. So they'd be pretty happy.
They'll be very happy down there getting a few of those boys back. Now, Brad, let's have a look at this last game. Punda, 0 goals. I don't know the stat. Hopefully you've done some research and know the stat. But 0 goals, 3 defeated by South Gawler. 32-16, 208, a 205-point win to the Lions.
It's massive, Chook, and I think the storyline obviously, the scoreline obviously says it all. We knew this was top v bottom. We were hoping Kapunda might come out firing. They are doing it tough.
You did tell us South were beatable last week.
So the clarity on that was they were shaky against Tanunda the game before, and we're coming off a bye, Chook. So we were So I got that one wrong. So South are a quality outfit. We know they are, Chook. Their best players, Wyatt, Ryan, Mudge, and Watke. South's best, Patrick White, Lockie Arnold and Josh Whitwer with multiple goal kickers there. Obviously, a lot of them. White 7, Clements 5, Whitwer 4. Barch and Cutting 3, De Jong and Matt Norman 2. So as they do, they spread it across the board. Especially when they flip the team, Chook, at half-time. Chappies, tried to give everyone a bit of an opportunity. Paddy White, 7 goals and best on ground. He's kicked all 7 in the second half when they flipped him forward from obviously usually playing as a defender.
Impressive.
Impressive, Chook. Wyatt Ryan, though, a shining light for Kapunda. He is just a star. He's played 6 games this year for Kapunda. Obviously down at Centrals, comes back from time to time. Best on ground in 4 of them out of the 6, and in the best, the other 2 as well. So he hasn't missed in the best players. So Kapunda obviously really like when he plays, but obviously just wasn't enough against South. A quality outfit that are obviously shaping up nicely for the pointy end, Chook.
That'll set them up for the next couple of weeks, the Lions as well, that sort of defensive effort, because it doesn't matter whether it's top V bottom or whatever it is, to keep a team goalless is very impressive defensively. So those boys will be very happy with that, and a good fine tune heading into the next couple of weeks.
That's right, Chook. Well. Just that focus, obviously, just to not switch off for a couple of hours and not let any through. Dean Cutting as well. He's been quiet this year. Obviously missed a few games for various reasons, but he's back kicking a couple goals and kicked one from the car park as well, Chook, from the boundary, along with De Jong. He kicked one out of his backside as well. And Jackson Press, another lad that's probably hasn't been at the top of the best players as much as we've seen in the past. He's starting to hit some form as well. It's
good to see, Brad, and the South Gawler fans will be very happy with that. Not sure the rest of the comp will, though.
No, that's right, Chuggy.
We're going to have a quick break. Well done on all your analysis there, Brad. We're going to have a quick break. Thank our sponsors. Come back to wrap up the show. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors that help the show go to air each and every week. Brad, let's have a look at the round 16 games. Game 1, South Gawler taking on Newry, 1v2.
This is fantastic, Chook. South obviously coming off playing the bottom side, now they're playing the second side, so this will be a ripper. I think Newry, like we said, they haven't had a great run at it with their best players on the field for various reasons. They're starting to shape up nicely. This should be a ripper. I think South by 3 goals. Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Lions as well. In a close one, they're at their home ground as well. Let's have a look at game 2, Brad, taking on Angaston.
Yeah, Chook. Tight game this one. Angaston are starting to hit some form. Summerton coming back in obviously recently in the last few weeks. I think he's a big part of Angaston, as we've discussed. I think Angaston will get the job done. Yeah, I'm with you there as well. The Panthers, for me, Gawler Central's taking on Freeling. This is going to be a very good game of footy. Interesting one, Chook. Both teams that are obviously pushing towards next year and both improving on where they were last year as well. So great to see. I think Gawler Central's, they've got a little bit to play for. I hope the belief's there and I hope they realise just how much they do have to play for, and finals are still on the line. So I think they'll get it done. Yeah, well, believe, and I need to get to the history books, but believe Charlie Molyneux's 100th game. Yes.
So club stalwart, huge. One of the greatest players to ever play in a Gawler Central Guernsey. So
if you're going to get up for someone, you'd get up for Charlie Molyneux.
Gawler Central's at home, Charlie Molyneux's 100th. Yeah. Boys will be expected to put in a good outing. So I'm going to go with the Tigers for that reason as well. And Brad, 3v4, Barossa taking on Williston this week. Big game, Chook. This will be really interesting to see where both teams are at, and I love it because they both probably realise that they're going to come up against each other very likely in 3 or 4 weeks in that first week of finals. I think Williston will give it a red hot crack coming off the bye, Chook. They've hopefully rested up. They came into high perform during the week and they approached it really well. So they're a good bunch of fellas. I think Barossa narrowly over Williston. Yeah, I'm going to go with you and go the Dogs as well, Brad. This is a big week, one of the greatest rounds in the BLG this year, with teams around the mark all playing each other. So it's going to be a great watch. We can't wait to tune in, get out and support your local footy on the weekend. Again, thank you to all our sponsors. Thanks to you, Brad.
Thanks, mate. Pleasure to be here. Get out to your local footy and get out to support the Tillies as well. Wednesday night and Sunday night, I think the next show will be after the final. Yeah. Hopefully we're celebrating a big win. Absolutely. We might do the show live with a couple of bottles of champagne. Yeah, I think so. Thank you to everyone again for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you all next week.